President Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday in Abuja sent off the new Naira banknotes, at the official manner, Abuja in Abuja. The recently upgraded notes held essentially the entirety of its elements aside from the rebranding of their varieties and increases of new security highlights to make it difficult to be duplicated, as per the National Bank of Nigeria lead representative, Godwin emefiele. The send-off of the new banknotes of 200 Nigerian Nairas, Nigerian Naira 500 and Nigerian Naira 1000 sections by President Muhammadu Buhari, had gone before the gathering of Government Chief Chamber, FEC. National Bank of Nigeria lead representative, Godwin emefiele, talking on the elements if the new notes, expressed that the notes have been intended to ensure that the new Naira notes can't be duplicated in view of the highlights in them. The new notes held practically every one of the old elements with the exception of new security highlights and their tones. The new 1000 Nigerian Nairas note has blue tone, while the new 500 Nigerian Nairas note comes in green tone, even as the 200 Nigerian Nairas note has the old 500 Nigerian Nairas note red tone. Every one of the notes held their unique photos of past pioneers who separated themselves on the public political and financial scene. Emefiele, who proclaimed that it is deplorable that the Naira has not been upgraded for the beyond 19 years, accused absence of political will from past administrations in the past. I need to admit that endeavors by the CBN to overhaul and yet again issue the Naira notes have been stood up to, just President Muhammadu Buhari has shown the boldness to do as such, he expressed. President Muhammadu Buhari, while divulging the new notes, emphasized that it is the command of the CBN, to overhaul and yet again issue the notes, focusing on that the activity would turn into a customary pattern after 5 to 8 years. Expressing delight that the updated monetary forms are privately created by the Nigerian Security Printing and Stamping, NSPM, plc. As indicated by the President, the new Naira banknotes have been strengthened with security includes that make them hard to fake. He additionally added that the new banknotes would help the National Bank plan and carry out better money-related strategy targets as well as advance the aggregate memory of Nigeria's legacy. President Buhari lauded the CBN lead representative, Godwin emefiele, and his delegates for the drive, while likewise saying thanks to the overseeing chief, leader chiefs and staff of the Nigerian Security Printing and Stamping plc for working resolutely with the Peak Bank to cause the cash to upgrade a reality, and for printing the new Naira notes inside a similarly brief time frame. Recognizing that global best practice requires national banks and public specialists to give new or upgraded money noticed each 5 to 8 years, the President noticed that it is presently just about a long time since the last major update of the country's nearby cash was finished. This suggests that the Naira is extremely past due to wear another look. A pattern of banknote upgrade is for the most part pointed toward accomplishing explicit targets, including however not restricted to, further developing security of banknotes, moderating duplicating, saving the aggregate public legacy, controlling money available for use, and decreasing the general expense of cash. The executives as known, are neighborhood regulations, explicitly the National Bank of Nigeria demonstration of 2007, awards the National Bank of Nigeria the ability to issue and overhaul the Naira. In accordance with this power, the National Bank lead representative moved toward me before in this year to look for my consent to set out on a money upgrade project. I thought about the real factors and reasons introduced before me by the National Bank. There was a critical need to assume command over money available for use and to address the accumulating of Naira banknotes outside the financial framework, the lack of spotless and fit banknotes available for use, and the expansion in falsifying of high-category Naira banknotes. It is on this premise that I gave my endorsement for the update of the Nigerian Naira 200 note, 500 Nigerian Nairas note, and 1000 Nigerian Nairas note banknotes. While this may not be clear to numerous Nigerians, just 4 out of the 54 African nations print their monetary standards in their nations, and Nigeria is one. Consequently, a greater part of African nations print their monetary forms abroad and import them the manner in which we import different merchandise. To that end it is with monstrous pride that I declare to you that these overhauled monetary standards are privately created here in Nigeria by our Security Printing and Stamping PLC, he said. Why we're supplanting Naira note CBN. The National Bank of Nigeria is set to send off new plans to supplant high-esteem Naira notes from December 15, 2022. The bank said it is doing this to have control of the cash available for use, oversee expansion, as well as tackle falsifying. The arrangement is to overhaul 100 Nigerian Nairas note, 200 Nigerian Nairas note, 500 Nigerian Nairas note, and 1000 Nigerian Nairas note and begin dispensing by December, then by January 31, 2023, the old notes are supposed to be out of the process. While tending to columnists on Wednesday, the lead representative, Godwin emefiele, said the board has confronted a few overwhelming difficulties that have kept on raising in scale and complexity with chaperone and potentially negative side effects for the uprightness of both the CBN and the country. These difficulties essentially include, critical accumulating of banknotes by individuals from people in general, with measurements showing that more than 85% of cash available for use are outside the vaults of business banks, he said. More specifically, as toward the finish of September 2022, accessible information at the CBN show that 2.73 trillion Nigerian Nairas notes out of the 3.23 trillion Nigerian Nairas notes money available for use, was outside the vaults of business banks the nation over, and as far as anyone knows held by general society. Obviously, money available for use has dramatically increased starting around 2015, ascending from 1.46 trillion Nigerian Nairas notes in December 2015 to 3.23 trillion Nigerian Nairas notes in September 2022. This is a troubling pattern that can't be permitted to proceed. He said the bank accepts this increment decidedly affects expansion, which hit a 17-year high in September. He likewise said the nation is looked by demolishing deficiency of spotless and fit banknotes with specialist negative impression of the CBN and expanded chance to monetary solidness. Deliver cash. As per Mr. emefiele, the transition to reallocate the new notes which will at last diminish how much money available for use will likewise deter recover installment as huge volumes of cash won't be gotten to. Additionally, considering the common degree of safety circumstance in the country, the CBN is persuaded that the occurrences of psychological oppression and capturing would be limited as admittance to the enormous volume of cash outside the financial framework utilized as wellspring of assets for recover installments will start to evaporate. He likewise said the bank accepts that the overhaul of the money will assist with extending CBN's drive to dig in credit-only economy as it will be supplemented by expanded printing of our e-Naira. This will additionally get control over the money outside the financial framework into the financial framework, accordingly making financial strategy more strong, he said. There are concerns the move might prompt disarray as populaces in provincial networks, away from bank offices, may find it challenging to change their cash notes inside the given time. EFCC invites move. The Monetary and Monetary Violations Commission, EFCC, hailed the move by the CBN to upgrade and reissue higher categories of the cash. The executive of the EFCC, Abdulrasheed Bawa, portrayed the move by the Zenith Bank as a very much considered and opportune reaction to the difficulties of money the board which has harmed the country's financial strategy and security goals. The EFCC, the CBN, and a few different controllers in the monetary area have worked intently in the new past to decide how best to balance out the country's money-related strategy climate. It is endearing that the CBN has exhibited mental fortitude in taking this strong choice, which I accept will carry mental stability to the money the executive circumstance in Nigeria, he expressed, as per an assertion by its representative Wilson Uwujaran. Mr. Bawa said the EFCC will screen the interaction to guarantee that corrupt players and money examiners and their associates among the BDCs don't subvert the activity. He additionally charged banks to be alive to their announcing commitments and not help corrupt clients in washing associated continues with wrongdoings through their framework. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel for more.